Okay, hi folks. Well, I'm going to be rebranding my channel, so it's going to be about fishing. I got back into the sport late on last year. I've now got the young lad into the sport, so for his Christmas present we bought him a beach caster and a reel. We've been out a few times. We're liking it, but the tackle that we've got on, the line that we've got on his reel isn't the best. So today this video is going to be to how to remove the line off the reel and put on braid and a shock leader. So today obviously you see I've got a reel, I've got a power drill, I've got a rod stand, I've got the butt end of the rod, I've got my braid and I've got my shock leader, a couple of things for cutting it, and also a Phillips screwdriver. It has to be a Phillips screwdriver or the line won't come off. So first things first is to load the screwdriver into the drill, like so. And if you put in a normal screwdriver, you can't get the line off. That's why it has to be a Phillips screwdriver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the rod, the reel on the rod, put the line through the first eye, and then I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to have the line on here, I'm going to show you pulling it off, and then I'll show you how I re-spool my line. There is loads of different videos on this. I'm sure we can guess where that come from, but this is the way that I do it. Okay, I've now got the rod butt sitting on a tripod, as you see, and I'm working at home today, not in the garage, at home. So I've got it all attached onto the thing, and all you need to do is, just no matter what direction you go, as long as you keep spooling it back and forward, I'll speed this up. I've got it all spooled off the reel. As you see, the reel is now empty and all the line is on my screwdriver. There is schemes, my local tackle shop, they actually recycle this line. I'm actually going to use it for rig body, so it stays on here, and when I need it I can pull it off. This is just an old Phillips screwdriver I had in the garage. So now comes the part of putting on my line. So there's a lot of people will go for a backing line. I'm just using straight braid. I am using a Barkley X5 because it's nice bright yellow. The young lad was complaining that we couldn't see the line, so we've went for this luminous yellow. It is £30 breaking strain, max break is £45. Picked this up at a local tackle shop, as I said, and I'm going to show you my way of spooling this on. I use slightly different ways. There is loads and loads of videos on this, but we'll feed this through some components that I'll show you onto the reel, and then we'll show you how we spool it. Okay, as I said, the way that I spool this on, so I've got a normal saucepan, a little bit of water on the bottom just to cover the actual reel. So I submerge the reel in, doesn't matter if it's cold, hot, that's just what I normally do. So, and then take the end of my line, put on a rig bead. I also put on 2 of these straight through sinkers, drop shots, or what you call them, straight through the hole. And this is just to add a bit of tension on the line. Another one. You can do it with other sinkers. I find these work really well with stuff. My little sausage fingers is now picking this braid up. That hole in the sinker is now formed correctly. Okay, I've managed to get my second drop shot on, and I'm going to put on a second bead. So I've now got a bead, 2 straight through drop shots, I think they're about 25 grams. Then the pan lid, this is a secret. Go through the hole, this keeps all the water, all the splash in the, and when I pull it, you'll see the reel is turning. So I then connect on to my rod. There's loads of videos, I'm not going to show you the loop knot, but there's loads of videos on the loop knots. That's how I connect it onto my reel. So I'm going to go ahead, connect it onto my reel, and then we'll reel it on. I've now got it connected onto my reel, the loop knot. As I said, I'm not going to show you, but just remember when you are putting it on, lift up the bail arm first, put on the knot, so the bail arm is, then when you close the bail arm it traps the line. If you've got to this stage in the reel, the line is not in the bail catch, all you do is you take off the spool, open the bail arm, put it back on the spool, tighten it back down, lines underneath your bail arm. Common mistake that everybody makes. So, as I said, I'm not going to bore you with spooling it on. As you hear, it's just keeping a little bit of tension on the Okay, so that's my line all spooled on. It is got a little bit of a bow in the middle. I'm sure that's going to come out when I go fishing. As you see, it's stopped just below the collar line. I'm going to now put on a shock leader. As I said, I make my shock leaders roughly about 25 feet, just due to the rising tides that we get here. Today we've got a rising tide of between 0.73 and 4.1. So a lot of people on the other side of the pond doesn't understand like why we get such big tides. I'm in the northeast of Scotland, so yeah, we get loads and loads of tide here. So when we go beach fishing, we have to remember that. Obviously when you set up, you could be in a completely different place in 3 hours time. When you go pier fishing, rock fishing, same, you need to watch what we're doing when you're getting cut off with tides and stuff. So that's me just cut my shock leader. I'm now going to do an FG knot. I'm not going to show that on the camera, but I will show the end product on the camera, so you get the visual. I'm not going to go through the full FG knot rigmarole. I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there for that, and then we'll get that spooled onto my reel. Off camera, I've now done my FG knot, connecting my leader and shocker together. As you see, there's plenty of videos on FG knots. I'm not fully up to speed with it, that's why I'm not showing it on camera, but you get the picture. Connects the braid, which is a yellow, to my shock leader, which is a dark green colour. We then wind this back onto my reel, and that's my reel all set up. I hope this has been interesting. I hope you follow along. There is going to be more videos like this, how-tos, and try and do some rig body buildings, and we'll hopefully see you on the fishing grounds. Hopefully we'll be getting some cod, pollock, flinders, dabs. That's just a few species that we catch around here. So as I say, shock leader on, that's it all.